What's going on, backpackers? My name is Dave, and this channel is called Off Grid. I'm into all things backpacking, hiking, and gear. If you're into that sort of thing too, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Today's video is an informative one about how to put maps on your smartwatch. Now, you've probably seen these kind of like all over the place. You've probably heard of the Garmin Phoenix watch. You've probably heard of the Coros watches. And today I'm specifically going to be talking about my Garmin Instinct watch and how you can load up a map that you get online, either from All Trails or Gaia or whatever. I'm specifically talking to All Trails today, onto your watch so that you can not only track your hike when you're out there, but you can also use it as a GPS map, like an onboard map while you're out there in the backcountry so that you don't get lost. And it's really important to be able to know where you're going, and if you get lost quite frequently like I do when you don't have any cell service and you really need to know which turn you should take at the fork, at the creek, or at the river, or wherever, then you might want to consider not only getting one of these types of watches, but also watching this video so I can equip you with the right tools so that you don't get lost when you're in the backcountry. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is get one of these types of watches. It's a great GPS tracker. It has not as many features as some of the other watches that are out there. Like the other watches have a barometer. They can kind of tell you the temperature. They can make coffee for you and sing you the time and all that other kind of good stuff too. But no, this watch really is, it doesn't even have a color display. It's a black and white screen with not a ton of features. The battery power is pretty amazing on it. I could probably do a whole video on just like an in-depth review of this watch, but I'm not going to get into that today. But the biggest thing that you're able to do, one of the greatest features of a watch like this, is the fact that you can load up GPS maps to it. But there's a specific way that you kind of have to do it, and I'm going to try to steer you into the path of least resistance on how to quickly and easily get to a map and then load it up onto your watch so that you can just head out on the trail super quickly and easily. So again, first thing you want to do is get one of these watches if you don't have one. The second thing that you're going to want to do, and I like All Trails, I'm a fan of All Trails, so the second pro tip that I would tell you would be to also spend the money and get the pro version. You might be able to find a deal on it at different times throughout the year, but I definitely think it's worth it. But ultimately, the reason why you need to go pro on All Trails is because they give you the ability to download their offline maps. So they say that you can print them out and stuff like that. Obviously, you're going to want to bring different types of maps with you in case one fails. But if you have your phone, if you're printing out a map and you have a watch like this, I mean, you're almost guaranteed to have some form of direction as far as like where you need to go when you're on the trail. So that's the second thing. Get your pro membership to All Trails, get your watch, and then you're ready to go. The third thing would be, once you have those two things, get the Garmin Instinct app. There's an app for this watch for your phone. Install the app on your phone, and then you're pretty much just set up and ready to go. So once you have all that done, the next thing you want to do is favorite your trails on All Trails. Scroll through the different trails that they have to offer that are around you or at any kind of destination that you want to go to. Favorite them. You can build up your favorites and get a list going. The next thing that I would say that you can do is go to your favorites and then manipulate them on the map if you want to do that. And the best way to do that is either on your laptop or your home desktop. So I got a laptop here, and I'll throw up some B-roll with some recorded footage of kind of like showing you how to pull it up on your desktop and kind of like get to the right areas. So the next step that you're going to want to do is go to your favorites, whatever hike that you're going to be planning on doing, right? And then look at that trip on your desktop or your laptop. See what it looks like, see if that's the one that you really want to do, or if you want to manipulate it at all. If you want to manipulate it, again, if you have the pro version, you download that particular trail that you want to go on, that you want to manipulate yourself, and then once you have it downloaded, you basically like have this separate area that you go into. You have your downloaded maps that you can navigate to now, and once you have that map downloaded, you're able to edit it, but only on your desktop or laptop. So once you have it pulled up, you can download it, and then you can edit it right there and kind of like drag your cursor and your trail wherever you want to manipulate it so that it can be longer, shorter. You can take a different offshoot, a different location, so that you can kind of manipulate the map how you want to and see the things that you want to on the trail. Once all of that is done, you've got the map the way that you want it, save it and make sure that you have it as a saved map. The next step that you have to do is head on over to your phone. I got mine right here. And then you're going to not go to the AllTrails app. The AllTrails app is a great app to have. It's great for browsing and saving favorites and things like that, but it really is kind of useless for this particular instruction video. The thing that you're going to want to do is go to the mobile site on your phone, because you're able to, it's kind of dumb that the app doesn't have this feature, but the AllTrails app does not allow you to download a GPX file, and that's ultimately what you're going to want to do here. So you have to go to the AllTrails mobile site on your phone and then navigate just like you did on your desktop or your laptop to your saved maps. And this is going to be the map that you either altered, or if it was the map that you just like the way that it was originally, it's going to be in your saved map. So you go to your map area, and then from the mobile site there's going to be an option, either like a 3-dot option, I think it is on Android, which I have the Pixel, or it could be something different with Apple, but navigate to the area where it says to download from the mobile site on your phone. And then it'll give you an option to download as a GPX file. There's a bunch of different options that you can choose from that I have no idea what the other ones are, but I know that you're going to be specifically looking for the GPX option here. So once you click on the download the GPX option, your phone should give you an option to open as or open with, and then you're going to select the Garmin Instinct app, which you already have downloaded on your phone, and then it'll pop up the map automatically in your Garmin app. Now, once the map is loaded in your Garmin app on your phone, then you can do different things once you're there. I think there's a couple other like edit options that you can do once you're on your phone. But the biggest thing that you're going to want to do, the biggest thing that I like to do when I get it into my Garmin Instinct app, is to just rename it, because it's going to have some sort of default name. So you're going to want to like edit that and rename it so that you know what trail you're going to actually look at, instead of like seeing a default name of like saved on May 21st. Like, that's, you're not gonna know what that is, right? So change the name of the trail on your phone and then just save it. You're able to access that. It's kind of weird too. On the current version of the app, you have to go to training on the left-hand side and then courses if you want to navigate back to that particular saved hike. And then you can see that right there on your phone. You've got them like saved in a cool little list. And then what you're going to want to do is navigate back to the home screen. And then there is an option to the right to sync with your watch. It's like a little like turnstile, almost looks like a recycle sign. And then you just click sync with your watch. And then if you have your watch on and the app open, click sync with it, and then it'll give you a progress bar, and then it'll say everything is synced up. Once that is done, the final step is to just navigate to it. Make sure that it's on your watch before you head out to your trail. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is go to your watch just to make sure that it's there and that it's loaded up. You hit the GPS button once so that you pull up your options available to you. Don't hold down the button because it'll just get your GPS location, but just press it once and then navigate all the way down to the navigate option. And then once you're in navigate, you'll see courses as probably the first one that pops up, and then you have your names of your hikes that you ended up loading in from AllTrails listed right there, right on your watch. So you just select it, and then you're off and running. So once you're there, I think like the next step is to say do course, and then you do it. So that'll like enable you to not only have the map on your phone, but it'll also kind of like show you as you're going along where you need to turn and where you need to go in order to stay on track and to stay on trail. So the Garmin watch is fantastic in that it has the ability to save a particular location. I always end up saving the location where I start at because it has a track back option, so that if you ever get lost, it can track you back to your origin spot. But this is just giving you a lot more detail and a lot more navigating ability when you're actually on the trail, so that you can stay on course, stay on track, and stay on the path that you had originally laid out and mapped out and done all your research for. So I can't tell you how many times that I've looked at a cool trail, or I manipulated one on AllTrails or whatever, and I was like, okay, I want to take this offshoot, or I want to go this way, and then you get on trail and you go like, oh man, I don't know where the hell I am. I don't know like what turn turn I just took, or how to get back, or whatever. And especially when you don't have cell service, it can get pretty scary out there. So having an option like this, as well as having like a satellite device to call out for help if you need to, is particularly useful in those types of instances. But having this watch and having this feature, I gotta say, is pretty amazing, and I'm definitely loving that feature so far. So that's going to do it for this one today, guys. I hope you found this one instructive and informative. Let me know if you did down in the comments down below. Let me know if you have your own watch, or if you're using some other sort of tracking app or something else when you're out there doing your hikes. I want to hear about it, and I want to know if there's anything that might be easier or more enjoyable when you're just trying to like have fun and do your hikes out in the backcountry. So that's going to do it for me this week again, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you, and remember, if you're heading off grid, make sure you do your research and you make it a safe one. I'll see you on the next one.